What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pace Studios here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are here with a very special guest right now. This is Mr. Robert Earl Keane joining us today. Man, thank you so much for coming and playing some songs for us today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, hey man, the pleasure is ours. Robert is in the midst of his 6th annual holiday tour. This has been something that is just making a lot of folks really happy around the country. It's the Family Back to the Country Jamboree. And we are definitely eager to hear some songs that are part of that tour. Maybe, I don't know, are these all songs that you play typically every night on this tour? The ones we're going to hear today?
Yeah, except for one.
Except for one?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, so let's get into some music, man. Tell me a little bit about the first song you're going to do for us today.
This song was on a record called Walking Distance, which we did, I think, about 1998. And it's a song. At the time, I lived in this little town called Bandera, Texas, the cowboy capital of the world. And a lot of times when I'd come home, right when I'd come into town, you know, some of my friends would be hanging out at this little bar called Archie Blues Silver Dollar Saloon. And I would, you know, walk in there, and occasionally I'd call on the way home and say that I'd be dropping by Archie's, and then my wife would meet me down there, and we'd have a beer, and you know, and then go home and stuff like that. So it was sort of a, you know, kind of a landing spot for me. Mm-hmm. And this really just a pretty simple song, and although it became, you know, kind of one of those songs that people request all the time, and they recognize it really well. Rich over here plays a really great guitar thing on it. It's not like a, you know, elaborate some lead or anything. It's just the way it's played. It's really great, and so it's one of those songs that people recognize it by about, you know, the third bar into it. And,
yeah.
And people have all kinds of different interpretations of this song. I've heard everything from just, you know, exactly what it's saying. I just wrote it from a very personal perspective, but I've heard everything from, oh, there's a character in there, Dan and Margarita. They were divorcing and they let it slide, so it says that in the lyric. And this one guy says, I know what that song is about. I know it's about alcoholism, and that Dan and Margarita, he quit drinking, so, but then, you know, he's back there. They're not getting a divorce anymore. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
When people have that kind of reaction to a song that you've written, you know, and they sort of interpret it in a way that you never expected, is that something that you know, your songs are naturally, you allow that to happen? You're like, anything someone wants to take out of it, they're basically right? Or you're thinking like, man, that has nothing to do with
No, I think they're basically right. I believe that, you know, there's a certain amount of, it's just going through me, you know, into like the song. It's not always, you know, just me consciously thinking of these things. It just happens. However, there was one song that I wrote one time that a guy sent me a 10-page treatise on how this song, it's a song about some animals, and he told me that it was a song about World War II. That one I was that was hard to back up, but he made a good argument. Actually, it was pretty.
I hope
good,
so,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
10 pages.
It's like
better be a good argument.
Yeah, it was really good. So, but in general, I feel like there are things in many songs that I don't really, you know, plan to put in, and they're just there.
Yeah, cool. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Standing on Main Street across from Mr. Blues in my faded leather jacket, my weathered brogan shoes. Chill north winds blowing, the spring was coming on. As I wondered to myself how long I had been gone. I strolled across old Main Street, walked down a flight of stairs, stepped into the hall, saw all my friends were there. The neon sounds flashing, welcome, come on in. It feels so good, feeling good again. My favorite band was playing an Otis Redding song. When they sang the chorus, everybody sang along. Lynn and Margarita were swaying side by side. I heard the word divorce, I guess let it slide. I wished I had some money with which to buy around. I wish cash my paycheck before I came to town. I reached in my pocket, found 3 20s and a 10. It feels so good, feeling good again. There was old man Perkins sitting on a stool, watching Butch and Jimmy John talking loud, playing pool. The boys from Silver City were standing by the fire, singing like they thought they were the Tabernacle Choir. I wanted you to see them all, I wished you were there. I looked across the room and saw you standing on the stair. And when I caught your eye, I saw you break into a grin. Feels so good, feeling good again. I wanted you to see them all, I wished you were there. I looked across the room and saw you standing on the stair. And when I caught your eye, I saw you break into a grin. Feels so good, feeling good again. Feels so good, feeling good again.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
You know, people can't see, they can't tell. There are actually like 1,000 people here. It's just, you know, they're all in awe, so they're paralyzed.
That happens to us a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does.
The
So I wanted to ask you, Robert, about the tour. This is the 6th year you're doing this holiday tour, and it's as much kind of a review as a music show. But I was reading about this year's edition, which, by the way, comes to New York tomorrow night to the town hall here in Midtown, not far from us. And I saw that you know, the theme this year, you could do a different theme every year. The theme this year is country rock, and you got essentially their covers of some Tom Petty, some Bob Dylan, little James Taylor, and you got guys like dressed up as those folks doing these songs. Has that been something that has been a part of the history? You normally have kind of a dress-up angle to this?
It started out really as a dress-up angle. Like 6 years ago, we just decided to really try to embrace the whole Christmas thing, because we would play so much during December. We were turning into the Jimmy Buffett of December, and you know, who wants to do that? So, so we built a set, and then the first thing was like we sort of dressed up as, I don't know, like We Three Kings sort of thing, and then we kind of went to this Dickinsonian thing, and then we just started to do stuff like more musically, you know, integrated with it, and came up with these themes. One theme, one of my favorite ones, was it's a 70s Christmas, where we all dressed up in 70s garb and sang, literally, you know, sang rock songs from the 70s, which did Smoke on the Water and China Grove. And the best one, and this is a moment for me, because Rich over here did Stairway to Heaven, and I want to tell you, that song is like indelible in the fabric of American and I guess English music, because it's just everybody sang it. I mean,
and talking about a song that you know what it is about 5 seconds into it.
Right, no kidding. Yeah, and it was really great, and it was exciting. So then we've changed the theme every year, and this year we went with the. I was just thinking in terms of that Neil Young song "Back to the Country," you know, and a because like this is somewhat country tinged. We're more or less country players or folk country players, and everybody's familiar with that, and they're comfortable with that. So I just tell them what the theme is, and everybody goes, "I want to be, Bill is Bob Dylan, and Rich is Neil Young." And so he got to be Neil Young for the,
throwing out the mutton chops and everything.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The Neil Young. So,
original Neil.
And we start the show with "Back to the Country," and then we pretty much end the show with Rich singing "Heart of Gold." So, we fill it up, and then in between we fill in the spaces with songs like "Feeling Good Again," High Point, songs that people know us for.
Yeah.
So basically, if they know us, they'll know all the songs that we're doing, and then pretty much they're going to know all the covers as well, because they're very popular covers. That's the only place that I really stand on having some veto power, when somebody pulls like some deep cut, or some hidden track. I'm like, it ain't gonna happen. We want stuff people know. So everybody picks stuff that people know. Is really cool.
Yeah, cool. I'm wondering, it would be kind of amazing if like James Taylor showed up in a James Taylor costume, and it turned out to be actually James Taylor on the stage. That's not really a question. I was just
No.
possibility.
I think I would faint.
Yeah.
If that happened. Yeah, I would just flat out faint. Yeah.
But Marty really, really does look like James Taylor.
He does.
Yeah. So how does it? So what kind of work goes into the costumes? You got like
everybody
a
gets
curly wig, and
everybody gets their own costumes. We have a costume budget, so everybody can go out and spend some money on a costume and get their costume, but everybody creates their own costumes. The costumes are phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm shocked how
you have to shave the center of your head to do James Taylor.
Well, Marty's got that going on naturally.
Well, then does he have to be James Taylor then? Can he be Dylan?
He picked it, So as a matter of fact, I was like, Marty, you're picking like what could be considered the greatest singer of the latter part of the 20th century. He goes, well, okay. We'll have some backup singers. I said, okay. So we have the Shower of Power, or is it the Power of Shower?
It's the Shower of Power.
Shower of Power backup singers,
right.
and they all come out in white robes and sing with him. So he sings "Shower of the People," right? It's really good. Yeah, that's really pretty good.
It's clean. It's clean entertainment. Yeah.
No, totally. I mean, it's just about as family oriented as anything I've ever done.
Yeah,
and people, they do bring all their family. I mean, it's truly, it's not a Christmas show per se, in that it'd be like some kind of Little Drummer Boy review or something like that. But it is a Christmas show per se, in that it has all the set is all about Christmas and the costuming, and then of course we have these couple of Christmas songs that we do.
Yeah, right. And anyone who's heard "Merry Christmas from the Family" knows what kind of family show. It's a family show, but with a Robert Earl Keen twist.
Yeah, with the Robert Earl Keen twist.
That's right. So we're gonna get to that one later, but tell me a little bit about this next song you're gonna do for us today.
This is a song Bill and I wrote, and we were in Charlottesville, Virginia. I won't tell you the big cock and bull story about this, but anyway, Bill and I wrote this song in Charlottesville, Virginia, and it was really kind of based on we were staying in a hotel and kind of between downtown and UVA. There's a big set of railroad tracks there. It's sort of impressive, and we were just kind of sitting around, and I was thinking about this story that my mom told me about this guy. My mom grew up in this small town in West Texas called Menard, Texas. And there was literally a Philadelphia lawyer, the quintessential Philadelphia lawyer, that had just, his wife left him, his kids left him. He just busted out totally in life. And he went down to the train station and he said, I want a ticket to the end of the line. And they took him to Menard, Texas. that was the end of the line.
The end of the line. Is that the sign when you go to Menard, does it say "Welcome to Menard"? The end of the line.
No, actually, there is a book though. It used to be called Menardville, and it said in the book is a Western book, cowboy book, and it says At the end of the day, we came above on a cliff above Menardville, Texas, surely the jumping off place of the world.
That's right. If you're looking for a high place to jump.
Yeah. So there. This is on What I Really Mean, which is a record that Rich produced, and I think it came out 2005, maybe. Is that right? 5 or 6, right?
All right.
And I really like that. That record's got a lot of cool songs on it. One day after 25 years, headed service at the local Sears. Helen Walker put her pencil down, walked away. And all they found was a little note. Adios is all she wrote. But as she left, someone heard her say, "Oh, buy me a ticket to the end of the line. I wanna feel the air, breathe the countryside. Long as those wheels keep rolling, I'll be satisfied. Gonna ride, ride, ride." Saturday night I was down at Joe's. He was mopping up, getting ready to close. He sat down and poured me one last brew. And he said to me with a sideways glance, "If I ever get the chance, gonna sell this joint. This is what I'll do. Oh, buy me a ticket to the end of the line. I wanna feel the air, breathe the countryside. Long as those wheels keep rolling, I'll be satisfied. Gonna ride, ride, ride." All right. I suppose I could stay in this little town till my dying day, but in my heart I know I've gotta go. So I'm standing at the station waiting for the train, don't know when I'll be back again. Mr. Engineer, won't you let your whistle blow? Got me a ticket to the end of the line. I wanna feel the air, breathe the countryside. Long as those wheels keep rolling, I'll be satisfied. Gonna ride, ride, ride. Long as those wheels keep rolling, I'll be satisfied. Gonna ride, 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 ride. Gonna ride, ride, ride.
Guys, thank you.
You're welcome.
So we were talking about the tour, and I think we're heading to the kind of the signature song of this tour and this time of the year. And this is a song that everyone should know because it is a Christmas song that is not one of the Christmas songs you might have heard 5 million times. Maybe you've heard it 100,000 times, but not 5 million times. And it's Merry Christmas from the Family. And this is a song I've heard many times over the years, and I've always, now that I'm here, sitting 10 feet in front of you, as a songwriter, I'm curious, was this a song that came out of you as something that was, you felt like a new Christmas song was needed, kind of a warts and all, real kind of American Merry Christmas song, not the ones that you hear over and over again on the radio every single year?
You give me way too much credit. I wrote this song. I was writing the songs for the record that we did, Gringo Honeymoon, and I got kind of stopped, and I couldn't figure it out, and it was in the month of November, and I thought, well, I can get through this. I was really having kind of some writer's block. I'd written some really good songs, but I was still, I was about halfway done, and I was supposed to go record, in the early part of the next year, so I was thinking, okay, I got plenty of time, and then it occurred to me that, oh no, it's going to be December, and I won't be able to do anything because you got everybody's got responsibilities and running around, and even if you wanted to get something done, you can't get something done. So I just sort of breathed a big breath and sat down and started just kind of playing this song just out of, I don't know, just for the heck of it, actually to amuse myself. So I've written a lot of songs that just about amusing myself, and and I thought, well, it did occur to me that I grew up in Houston, Texas, on the Gulf Coast, and there were no songs that really represented the Christmas that I grew up with, nor any of my friends and all the people that I knew. No one had ever. Bill grew up down in LaPorte, which is down near Galveston, not far from me, but even closer to the coast, and. It never snowed. Sometimes it was 92 degrees and 90% humidity, and there was never any. I didn't know what a chestnut was, and a sleigh bell. I knew more about cowbells than I did sleigh bells, and so I thought, those don't represent what I'm doing. They don't speak to me whatsoever. Although they were pretty, so I just started kind of banging on this song. Playing it, and and I was having the best time, just writing it and laughing my ass off at every line. I think, this is really funny. This is really funny. And then when I was finished, I just thought, well, that's goofy. Okay, let's get back to real songwriting here. Yeah. And so I continued to write some songs and get those over. So when I went in to record that record, the producer that I was working with, his name was Gary Velletri. He lives here in New York somewhere. I haven't seen him in a long time. He's a great guy. Couldn't play an instrument, but he turned out to be a great producer because he just knew music and he knew how he wanted to hear it, And so I played all the songs for him, and he says, okay, I like those. Those are good. And is there nothing else? I said, no, not really. He says, you don't have anything else? I said, well, I got this stupid song, and I played that. And he went, oh, that's perfect. And I said, I don't know, Gary. He goes, no, trust me. I said, okay. So we put it on the record, and then I started playing it at shows, and people responded immediately. Yeah. And then it just kept going from there. So it was really more or less out of frustration, out of self-amusement, and out of just trying to continue to just do anything.
Yeah. I hear that a lot from artists that we have in, songwriters. I'm always talking to songwriters. And a lot of the best songs, a lot of the songs that wind up being the first track on the album or the first single was like the last song written, and it was written in 5 minutes, and they didn't think it was going to be anything, and then it just sort of has this magic that you can't see coming.
Right.
But but a song like this one, "Merry Christmas from the Family," it's a family song. That's what a lot of Christmas songs, I think, aren't. They're about this kind of general idea of Christmas, snow and sleigh bells. And it's got nothing to do with what's going on in your house. Right. And that's why this song, I think, is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you.
So anyway, again, that was not a question, but we're
why did I answer?
Yeah. I don't know. We're switching roles now. Okay. So why don't we're eager to hear the song. I got nothing more to preface it with, if however you want to set it up. But let's go.
No, this is the song that we really created this Christmas show around, and I mean, I will have to say, I think it's funny. I don't know too many people that just created a whole. I mean, I always tell people, listen, man, I ain't Orson Welles. We just made a little show around this Christmas song, but it's just really around the song, So
yeah.
Hey, let me tune for a second. Can I do that real quick? I mean, that's really, even for me, that was bad. Okay, that's not too bad. hear this stuff about don't pull your strings? Lyle told me that. He said, never pull your strings. I said, why? How are you going to get them in tune? You don't have to pull your strings, right?
Well,
right?
no.
We can leave that alone. Mom got drunk and Dad got drunk at our Christmas party. We were drinking champagne punch and homemade eggnog. Little sister brought her new boyfriend. He was a Mexican. We know what to think of him. Well, they sang Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad. Brother Ken brought his kids with him. The three from his first wife, Lynn, and the two identical twins from his second wife, Mary Nell. Of course, he brought his new wife, Kay, who talks all about AA, chain smoking while the stereo plays. Noel, Noel, the first Noel. Carved the turkey, turned the ball game on. Mixed margaritas when the eggnog's gone. Send somebody to the quick pack store. We need some ice and an extension cord, a can of bean dip and some dying rights, a box of tampons, some Marlboro Lights. Hallelujah, everybody say cheese. Merry Christmas from the family. Fran and Rita drove from Harlingen. I can't remember how I'm kin to them, but when they tried to plug their motorhome in, they blew our Christmas lights. Cousin David knew just what went wrong. We all waited out on our front lawn. He threw a breaker and our lights came on, and we sang Silent Night, oh, Silent Night. Oh, night. Carved the turkey, turned the ball game on. Baked Bloody Marys, 'cause we all want one. Send somebody to the stop and go. We need some celery and a can of fake snow, a bag of lemons and some diet Sprites, a box of tampons, some Salem Lights. Hallelujah, everybody say cheese. Merry Christmas from the family.
Guys, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That sounds
Thank
great
you.
as always. So I know that song. That song was original. It came out. It was re-released, I think, right on number 2 Live Dinner. and that record is coming out on vinyl for the first time on December 10th.
Right.
So that's exciting.
Yes, it is.
And,
because it was in CD only by that time. I'd made a lot of LPs, but by number 2 Live Dinner, there were no more LPs. That was like the really dark days of LP. People didn't even want to say LP, you know.
Yeah, LPs. I mean, vinyl's coming back, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
And the word, it's right. It's true that the word LP is sort of coming back as a way of saying it's not an EP, it's not a single, it's a long player.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's sort of amazing how it's coming back. And singles are too in the streaming era. People are making just one song at a time.
Right.
You know, it's sort of crazy how we're going back to the 50s.
Heck
60s?
yeah.
I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Right. So
I got a Philco refrigerator the other day.
This is Robert O'Keefe. He is in the midst of his Family Back to the Country Jamboree. It's the annual holiday tour. They'll be going tomorrow night here in New York City at Town Hall, Thursday night in Washington, D.C., and there are more dates coming up after that. Going, I think, ending up in Fort Worth.
Well, yeah, we'll be in Knoxville and Atlanta and Birmingham, Fayetteville, and Oklahoma City, and then and then we take a little break just for Christmas.
Yeah.
And we end that up in Austin on the 16th, and then right after on the 26th we go back out and we do Houston, the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Dallas, and then Fort Worth, and we always end up Fort Worth at Bass Hall.
Yeah, that's impressive to run through all the dates, man. But all those dates, if you didn't write all that down, it's all on robertearlkeen.com, so you can find all the dates there. And one thing I definitely wanted to mention, Robert, I know, has done as much as anybody to raise money for relief for Hurricane Harvey, but also Hurricane Irma and Maria, and all the victims that have been affected. You can go, and we encourage you to go to oneamericaappeal.org. You can donate money there and help Robert and everyone who's involved raise money, some very, very needed money for some people who are hurting right now down south and in the Caribbean. Hey, man. Robert O'Keefe, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure
for coming to Pace and playing for us today.
I'm really glad to be here.
Congrats on the tour. Keep it going.
Thank you.
And have a great show tomorrow night in New York. Everyone should go check it out and pick up number 2 Live Dinner on vinyl.
Please
December
do.
10th.
Once again, this is Rich Brotherton, and this is Bill Whitbeck, and we've actually been together for 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah.
That's commitment. That's right, guys. Thank you so much for coming and playing, and please come back and play again anytime.
Thanks.
All right.